Hey y'all, welcome back to Black Graffiti. This your girl Jade doing a motivational type of little video today about finding motivation, finding things to motivate yourself, finding the strength to continue on, things like that. I know a lot of people have been going through a lot of things, especially since COVID. I have too, you're not alone. And it's just something that's really close to me, to my heart. There's things that I'm still trying to overcome, just being honest, and hopefully the little message that I have today will help you with whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're going through. As far as finding motivation, depending on what you're going through. So whether it's depression, whether it's anxiety and being anxious, those kind of go together and collab. Feeling, hopeless, feeling tired, you know, not having anything in you to make you feel like you deserve the world, you deserve to do better, you deserve to be better, depending on the circumstances. So it could be loss of a family member, a loss of a loved one, friend, whoever it is. It could be possibly anything that you're going through, but whatever it is, you have to find something that's going to motivate you enough not to give up. I know right now it can be really hard. So, finding a job is a little easier, but at the same time, it's not easier in the perspective of making enough money to not feel like you working and you robbing Peter to pay Paul. Those type of things can all make us depressed. Losing people. 2019 was one of the hardest years for me. 2018 for real. I lost my uncle 2018, then turned around, lost my great grandmother. A week later, lost my mom. So, and I lost those two in 2019. So the crazy thing is, and I'm going to just be 100% real with y'all. Like, I started a job making really, really good money. I didn't even graduate and have my bachelor's yet. I only had my associate's degree at the time, but I was lucky enough to have the opportunity and blessed enough to have the opportunity. And it came down to, after losing them, either working a job that I was miserable at, working a job that I continued to have flashbacks of what happened, because everything really occurred when I was at work and got a call, and it just was not working for me. Being able to have sanity, being able to get up in the morning, get dressed, take my shower, eat something, put something on my stomach, and being able to drive to where I'm supposed to work and finish the day without feeling kind of weak-minded and not having sanity and not feeling emotional all the time. I tried consistently after, but it just didn't work for me. So I had to kind of focus and tell myself it's one or two things that you can do. You can continue to work this job and be miserable and make enough money and be good and get all these raises and bonuses and stuff like that and be good and be set. But mentally, you were destroying yourself, and eventually you're going to have a mental breakdown anyway. Or you can say, you know what? I can't do this. I'm going to walk away. And my blessing is going to come, but your sanity is more important than money. That's the first thing. Yes, the money makes the world go round, but depending on, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Everybody has their reasons for different things that have happened to them. But at the end of the day, you have to look out for you. You have to eventually live for yourself. You have to learn what triggers you. It could be a song. It could be anything. It could be seeing somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. It could be seeing a certain commercial. Your son or your friend does something or says something, or something that you hear. Whatever it is, there's different trigger factors. So there's different things that go into making people feel unmotivational, feeling those symptoms and those, having those different times where they feel depressed and anxious and things like that. I just want to let y'all know that it's okay to feel it. It's okay to sit at home and cry. But the one thing that you can't do is you can't continue to allow it to make you and to define you. You can't do that, because once you allow it to define you, it's hard to get out of that. It's really hard to get out of that. It was times where I was so stuck. My guy literally had to make me get up, had to make me eat. There were times where I didn't want to be here. For all of you that know, I have a son. That should have been enough motivation, right? It wasn't. Nothing was motivational for me to get up. It was only one job opportunity that I got that made me look and have a different perspective on things. And it was me being a recruiter, being able to get out to the public and talk to people and get to know people. I kind of got my swagger back. Like, I was able to really talk to people and not just be in the house. And when that job ended, I went right back into the slump. because it was a contracted job. So I say all this little personal information about myself and stuff like that so you all can relate. And you might not relate in a job perspective or losing your mother, your grandmother, your uncle, whoever it is that's really close to you. It may be something else that happened to you. You might have had an abortion that you're regretting. You might have had a miscarriage. It might be a terrible breakup. It might be a divorce. It might be a friendship that ended bad and you all have been friends for 10, 20, 15 years plus. It could be anything. I don't know what it is that you're going through, but whatever it is, it could be something even worse than that. It could be rape. It could be, triggers from your past childhood, whatever it is. It's something that has to be there to motivate you. So with that being said, I feel like with me, I took a step back. You have to get to know yourself. I had to give myself an opportunity to know myself again, to get to know what I like, because I changed after that. You're not going to be the same person once you go through so many different traumatic events back to back. You're not that same person. And if you are, it's going to take a minute to get to where you were. But you also have to accept that some things about yourself are not going to be the same. And you also have to accept that people that were in your corner are not going to be in your corner, are not going to be there how you want them to be there, how you expect them to be there. I know that sucks, but that's true, and that can dig you deeper into the hole. There were times where I looked for certain people to be there, and they weren't there. And I'm like, damn, that's real messed up, because I remember when this happened, I was there for you, but you can't, when it happens to you, all that shit, just being honest, is irrelevant, because if you consistently think about that, you consistently will start looking at yourself and saying, well, what did I do when you didn't do shit wrong? You didn't do nothing wrong. You were just in a space and a time where you needed help and nobody was there to help you. Nobody was there to guide you through it. Nobody was there to check on you. Nobody gave you a phone call. Nobody texted you. Nobody said, you know what? Hey, I'm going to bring some pizza and some wings and I just want us to chill tonight. I want us to talk about something. I want you to get out the house, put some clothes on. Nobody's going to really push you until you push yourself. Some people are lucky enough to have one or two people that'll stand behind you like that and do different things for you and help you out. But in the end, you really get to know who is really in your corner and who's really going to be there and who's really one of your top supporters when you are in a bad space. But baby, when you start getting better, you start feeling yourself again and you find some type of motivation or whatever it is that makes you feel like, okay, I can do this. Then people just start coming and coming. But it's like you have to also remember, when you were at your lowest, where were they at? And since you are what you are, you're becoming something and they recognize and they see that. First off, did they even apologize? Most of the time they won't, because they don't even want to recognize that they were wrong. They don't even want to put that out there. They just want to kind of smooth over that and just continue forward. And that's not the way to go. You got to talk about stuff. You got to communicate. And even if you're wanting to communicate with that person or they're wanting to communicate with you and, be upfront and say, you know what? I know I messed up. I know I should have did better. I should have been here for you. I'm sorry. I was going through things, da-da-da-da. It's understandable, but depending on what it is, it can really, really hurt you. And it can really put you in a bad spot. So that brings me to the next step of being around positive people. Being around positive energy, being around people that's going to help uplift you out of those moods, knowing what you need to do when you do get in those moods, when you do feel anxious, when you do feel like, okay, my mood is changing. I have those times where my mood changes, where I don't want to be around nobody, where I want to be around one person and not anybody else, vice versa, where I need to be by myself. I need to go do something by myself. That's why I chose to find something that I really enjoy, something that I like. A couple things for me. I enjoy writing poetry. I don't write as much as I should, but I'm getting back into the hang of it. I really consistently love to work out. One reason why is because when I feel so frustrated and I feel defeated after work or whatever it is, I go work out, boom. All those frustrations are gone, especially if it's a hard workout. It helps me kind of release the negativity that I've been through for the day, the unsettling, moments that I've had and thought processes that I've had about different things that I should have been thinking about. And overall, it makes me a healthier person. It makes me want to do things. And when I look in the mirror, for me personally, I don't know about for you, but for me, I like to say, I like the way I look. So at the end of the day, regardless of what you're going through, regardless of what it is, regardless of what's made you stressed, what's made you depressed, anxious, whatever it is, hopeless, just understand you have to live for yourself. You cannot, number two, allow yourself just to be dug in and just consistently live in the sorrow. Eventually you have to get the hell up. You have to make yourself. You have to go talk to somebody, talk to a therapist. Nothing's wrong with it. In the Black community, we need to be more positive when it comes to talking to and reaching out to unbiased people. Nothing's wrong with that. And also at the end of the day, I just want to say I'm here for you. I hear you. I go through things. I'll be a little bit more personable about things that I go through just to kind of help whoever else is going through different things. And just try to stay consistently around positivity, because a little bit of negativity can ruin it all. Peace.